Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Christina and I'm from Ukraine. My hometown is Kiev, and in this video I want to talk to you about, or rather tell you about, how much it costs to live in Kiev in 2023 on the example of our expenses. So, Kyiv is the capital of Ukraine, the cultural and economic center of the country. In recent years, the city is actively developing, which attracts more and more people from different regions of Ukraine and other countries. And now, during the war, people from other cities such as Kharkiv, Odessa, as well moved to Kyiv. By the way, at the end, I will tell you how much how much people earn here on average. First of all, it should be noted that the prices for housing and household goods in Kyiv depend on many factors such as location, level of comfort, proximity to the center, and etc. Yes, a year ago when I told and showed you our apartment, when everyone left Kyiv, when the war started, you could rent a good apartment here for $250. But now the prices are back to what they were before the war. For you, the prices may seem small because we have increased the exchange rate of our currencies, the hryvnia to the USA dollar, very much for half a year. Of course, the war is also an economic loss, but for residents of Kyiv it's not cheap, even on the contrary. On average, renting a one-bedroom apartment in a simple area of the city will now cost from $350 per month, and the two-bedroom apartment from 450 hryvnia per month. Renting a house in a three-bedroom apartment in Kyiv will cost from $1,000. But in the city itself, 90% of people live in apartments. In our country, it's more widespread, respectively, and offers are less. We are now talking about ordinary simple housing, not luxury and not very old. Good complexes closer to the center in rent can cost from $2,000 and more. In Ukraine, in Kyiv, the closer to the center, the more expensive apartments. And apartments like ours, which we rent on average on the market, cost from $500. By the way, if you want a review, write in the comments. If we talk about utility bills in Ukraine are expensive, as you pay separately for water, light, gas, heat, internet, television, security of houses if there is, for garbage collection and other things. Here from 1,000 hryvnia to 10,000 hryvnia if the house, if we talk about big house. If we talk about the cost of food, then here too much depends on personal preferences, but in general we can say that the cost of food in Kyiv doesn't differ much from the cost in other cities of Ukraine. On average, a family of two people, as products will cost up to $300 to $400, but you can $200 to eat. In a cafe or restaurant, to eat more expensive than eating at home. For one trip to a cafe or restaurant, on average you will give for two from $30 to $40. It's if we talk about average prices. Transportation costs can also be different depending on how you move around the city. However, public transportation in Kyiv is quite developed. Subway, buses, trolleybuses, streetcars, which makes it quite affordable. The average fare is 8 hryvnia, which is less than 50 cents. Gasoline is 52 hryvnia per liter in average, which is about $1.40. cents. It's already how you drive. At the end, I will tell you about our expenses. If you plan to work out or go to the gym, there are many fitness clubs in Kiev with different rates. There are monthly, usually the price is about $40 if you exercise by yourself and go only to the gym. There are annual passes. In the gym I went to, there are only annual passes. The minimum rate without the pool is now for a year about $350. Going to the movie theater with popcorn will cost two for two about $25. Also depends on the theater session and so on. Schools are paid, they are free as well as kindergartens, and here too it all depends on the place. In Ukraine in such places is a wide range of prices. There are kindergartens and schools for $15 a month, and there are for more $4,000. Mobile communication for one per month about $5 to $10. If we talk about our expenses per month, first of all, rent of our apartment up to $400. Utilities in winter about $140. In summer, when there is no heating, half as much, up to $80. Groceries, we have about $350. Feed and filler for Bonic up to $50. English courses per month for me $100. Gas line. Here it's important to understand that my husband works in the office right under the house. I go only to courses and shooting well, and around the city on business we go, but not every day. On this here we have less expense than the majority of people who work in the office. So we have about $150 to $200 a month for gas line. Before the full-scale war, gas line was 2 times cheaper, and that was less than 2 years ago. If we drove to work every day, the minimum would be $350, and we only have one car in the family. I work mostly from home. Gym. Now I also work out at home, but soon I will buy a subscription up to $30 a month. In the movies, cafes and all sort of entertainment we have little goals. We go somewhere 1 time a week on average, here up to $200. Manicure once a month I do for $15, and all sorts of different beauty procedures once every 4 months and or half a year. Also, there are expenses that I won't voice in numbers. Is help to parents, medicines to parents, investments in my project since I have no investors, investments also from personal funds, charity and donation to the army we also have on a regular basis. Total, on average, if rounded up, the two of us need for basic expenses from $1,300 together, with all the help, of course, more. Of course, if you eat as economically as possible, ride public transportation, live in your apartment with your parents, for example, you don't have animals and housing is older, in Kiev you can live on $500 in two, but it's really difficult. We are by the standards of Kiev average family, which suffered greatly during the war, and whose income fell in 2 times its minimum exactly, and prices have risen, and the cost of helping the family also increased for personal reasons. By the way, to be honest, my family and my husband's family is also below average income. We never had a car in our family, and when we started dating 11 years ago, we didn't even have money for transportation always, and we walked very often. Then we worked simple jobs, changed campaigns, and grew gradually in our careers. Not everything was smooth, but what we had before the war suited us completely at the time. But war changed priorities and definitely changed people's lives, including their thinking. Unfortunately, most people in Kiev are not middle class, but either below average or above average, and that is really a problem. For example, ordinary sales consultant or marketing earns up to $500 to $800. A doctor in a public clinic or a teacher in a regular school up to $600. It all also depends on the specific job, but these salaries are definitely not to afford a very good life in the capital of Ukraine, where the prices mainly just for housing is not adequate. By the way, if you want to support my channel, me and my family, and you have such an opportunity, I will leave links below the video. I will be very grateful to you, and I will make videos more often. Thank you. By the way, there was a video about all public transportation in Kiev. If we talk about shopping for clothes, accessories and other such things, we rarely buy things. Somehow during the full-scale invasion, on the contrary, we want, and we do it to give things away or sell things. Plus a lot of things I don't need now, like heels, which I used to love to wear to the office. Somehow a lot of stores are still closed, our favorite Zara or H&M, for example. All in all, we are definitely not shopaholics. I don't like to go shopping and try on a lot of things. By the way, there was also a video about shopping center on the channel, shopping center in Ukraine, in Kiev, and about the biggest shopping mall in Europe. I will leave the link at the bottom of the description. Of course, there may still be not planned expenses, trips to doctors. By the way, soon there will be a video about the medical system in Ukraine. Of course, there can also be purchases for the house, but these are not regular payments and are very individualized. I think you understand me. Write in the comments prices for what else you would like to know. I will answer what costs. I hope this video was interesting for you, and see you in the next video on the channel.